here at the beautiful Starlite Theater, and I am talking with Billy Dean. Billy, what's going on different with your show this year?
Well, you know, we've been covering a lot of music history over the last couple of years here. I think we started out with a lot of Texas swing music, some of the stuff that I love to play, you know, live. And this year, though, in this fall, we're going to be introducing some of the music that influenced most of us country artists from the 90s. So if you ask a lot of the 90s artists, I guarantee you they'll tell you, you know, we were, you know, very influenced by the Eagles and James Taylor and Dan Fogelberg, some of the singer-songwriter, I call it folk rock music that influenced country music. I even recorded some of that music, like "We Just Disagree," which was an old 70s song.
You love that. That's your thing.
It is, you know, because I was a teenager in my in the 70s. I was a teenager.
Yeah, you're not 70 yet.
Right? No, no. But you know, I was a teenager in the 70s, and the 70s was really a lot of love songs. And if you're a teenager, what are you thinking about? You know,
I say I'm stuck in the 70s. I love that music.
And I had a lot of connections with the artists. You know, we worked on an Eagles project called Common Threads, songs by the Eagles. Me and Travis Tritt and Clint Black, Trisha Yearwood, a bunch of us recorded a lot of songs. Well, we recorded the Eagles songs in 1994, and we won the Album of the Year, the Country Music Album of the Year.
What's your favorite Eagles song?
Gosh, I probably like "Take It to the Limit" or "Lion Eyes," you know, is one of my favorites. And we're going to be doing a few songs off the Common Thread album this fall, which is tells a little bit of the history. In fact, I'll even bring out the CMA award, the actual award. You'll be able to see it, take pictures with it.
That's cool.
We won the Album of the Year that year.
That's really cool to get to do some of the music that you grew up with and that you just really love.
Yep.
Of course, your show is always fantastic, and you have comedy. Tell us some of the things that go on in your show.
Yeah, I love acting. You know,
You've done a lot of that.
Done a little acting over the years, and so Jarrett Doherty, our comedian here, we get to write some scenes and some skits and act a little bit. This year he has a presidential campaign character.
Of course he does.
That is absolutely hilarious. I mean, of course, he gets everything wrong, all the stats wrong. You know, he'll say stuff like, you know, we got to do something about this immigration. I just put an immigration system in my yard the other day, and I love it, though. I don't have to turn on or water anything. It just gets everything
hilarious.
Wrong. And so it's nice to do a little acting with him. And
he probably makes it fresh every night in your show, because he's probably off the cuff.
Oh yeah, he'll throw something new in every you know, just about every other show.
She wanted a fur coat.
I've never heard this. Can't help you.
Just stay with me. It's a new one. We're all going to hear it together.
Well, we can't wait to hear this new music that's coming up this fall.
Yeah.
And like I say, I love your show. It's always great. You always sound wonderful, and we appreciate you talking to us today.
Thanks for being here.
You know, I think Joy is over talking with Reza, and let's go check in on them and see what's going on over there.
One of the stunning performers here at the Starlite is Reza, a master of illusion, touring illusionist. But Reza, you perform here in Branson pretty much constantly when you're not on the road.
It's our ongoing residency, and we're very excited to be here. We do about 100 tour dates a year, and the rest of our time we spend right here in Branson.
Very good. And you call your show Reza Edge of Illusion, and your show really is a little more edgy than some.
It is. We take groundbreaking new concepts in magic, and we show audiences something that they've never seen before. We have the largest illusions in Branson, but we also make it a very personal experience. So for those that want to become part of the show, we have several different opportunities throughout the show that people can actually take part in the magic by appearing, disappearing on stage, or even witnessing the magic up close and personal.
So you actually involve people in the show, and they're willing to get up there with a great big saw on the stage? That's okay with people?
Absolutely. I take that saw and actually run it through somebody's head without severing it off. So when we say cutting edge magic, we mean it.
You mean cutting edge, literally?
Yeah, exactly.
A very sharp cutting edge. I get it. Talk about how you got into magic and illusion. You got into it as a very young child.
I did. I started magic when I was about 6, and I was inspired by seeing a magic show, and then I begged my parents for a magic kit. And at that point, I just caught the magic bug. But then they would bring me to Branson on vacation every year, and I would see magic shows in Branson, and I'd be that kid just in complete awe over what I saw, and the whole car ride home being, just being intrigued by it. So now, full circle to be here as a performer in Branson and being able to look out in the audience and seeing, kids in that position that I was in, being inspired to some level is really, really a cool experience.
Have you had help along the way with some magicians?
Yeah, I've had some great mentors throughout the years, and magic is an interesting industry because it's very secretive, and so a few people, actually some contacts that I made in Branson as a kid, allowed me kind of a behind-the-scenes view of their show, and they kind of took me under their wing, and so at a very young age, I was able to gain a lot of experience right here in Branson.
Okay, Reza, I hear you do some magic with one of my favorites, Oreos.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I do. I love Oreos.
I do too.
But I found a problem with Oreo cookies, and maybe you're familiar with this. How do you eat an Oreo cookie yourself?
Well,
do you eat it?
Flip it open, eat the inside first.
Exactly.
Maybe?
Do you do this?
Yeah.
Sometimes people eat the cream first, right?
Right.
A lot of people do that, but when you eat the cream first, you're left with a problem. Just the cookie left, right?
Just the cookie left, which is not a bad thing, but...
No, it's good.
Yeah.
But what if we could bring the cream back?
Okay.
This is an idea, but look. Watch the cookie.
You're on to something with this. Jake, how did you do that?
Yeah, but wait. Why stop there? Watch. There you go. Triple stuffed Oreo.
I started to say, that's more than a double stuff, that's a triple stuff. I think one of the things that people around here really appreciate about you is that you also give back to the young people in our community. You've done lots of different things with, for example, Ronald McDonald House. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we had a great experience. We were able to go in there and perform some magic for the kids at Ronald McDonald House, and to see the smiles on their faces. It really puts a new meaning to magic, because magic is about the entertainment. It's not about being tricked or deceived. It's for a moment, kind of just mentally being transported to someplace else, a world where anything is possible. And so that was a really unique experience to show it to kids who really needed a break from their reality, and to share some time with them was cool.
All right, Reza, Edge of Illusion at the Starlite Theater. Do not miss it. You've got to come and see it, but makes me wonder, you said something about pulling people from the audience on stage. Can you make me disappear?
Absolutely, stick around.
Take a good look at it. We're going to rotate it over here. Check this out. Now, before the show, I had the opportunity to do an interview for Caller 10 TV with Joy. Anyone here from Springfield or the surrounding area? Caller 10 TV. And they're here with us, and she asked me, can you make me disappear? And I promised her I would give it a shot. So if you'd like to help out, please raise your hand. Let's get Joy up here. Remember exactly what they look like, exactly what they're wearing. That way you will recognize them should we ever happen to see them again. Thank you all very much for helping out, because you're all going inside of the container. And we got some flashlights for you. Each of you get a light and step inside. I hope none of you are claustrophobic, because we are going to lock you inside, close the door, and contain all 4 of you inside. We're also going to create a barrier on each side. We're going to push these trusses over here to the sides, 2 more trusses behind the container to enclose it. Now turn the flashlights on and shine them back and forth at the audience. Back and forth. Everybody, turn those flashlights on. Back and forth. Shine them back and forth at me. Perfect, all 4 of you. And now, if all 4 of your flashlights do in fact work, we're ready to start. Turn the flashlights off, and we create 1 more barrier. This one goes in front. Now everybody, I want you to hit the sides, the top, and the bottom to ensure for everybody in the audience that it's solid. And the bottom as well. Check out the bottom as well. No jumping, Joy. Take one last look at the audience, guys. One last look. Keep those flashlights on. Here we go. Turn the flashlights on right now. Everybody take a look. Thank you so much for helping out. You can all take a seat. Are you having a good time so far?
Wow, I cannot believe that magic that goes on here. I'm telling you, it stuns me every single time. Aren't you glad Joy made it out of that container?
I'm not kidding you. I don't know how he does it, man. I got a few people he could get rid of.
All right, well, listen, you've got to come see Billy Dean and Reza here at the beautiful Starlite Theater. All right, more with the best of Branson after this.
If you can, but you won't. I'm already a dead man.